it does bring me to this. So you were there. You were doing, by at least from somebody on the outside, like you're doing very well, or at least doing pretty well. And then suddenly you're not there anymore.
Yeah.
So what brought about...
What happened?
What the hell happened in Jackson, Mississippi is what I'm basically going to ask you. How did we go from you being essentially, effectively a centerpiece of that station to persona non grata?
There were several different issues at JTV that should be addressed. And I think that we deal with a lot of TV media BS. We get it. But when now you have a child involved, now that I'm a mother, you cannot stay quiet about certain things.
No.
And so it became apparent to me that after I told them that I was pregnant with my first son, they stopped including me in commercials, and I stopped being allowed to represent the station in events. And, this is difficult for me because I'm small. I've always been very, very small.
You are rather petite.
And
I'll put it that way.
so when I was gaining weight, with my son and on TV, and this is my first pregnancy, and, I'm just like, my station doesn't support me. So we had issues with that. I didn't get a place to pump milk for my son. I didn't get a place to literally pump milk.
This is like
Crazy.
basic. This is crazy.
I got an email saying that they would allow me the storage closet during normal business hours. And you and I both know that I don't work during normal business hours. So there were like some things where it's like, hold up,
Time
hold
out.
on. We got to address this. And then, we had the issues with my hair.
Right.
When I came back from having Mike, and I'm like, okay, why am I putting this wig on every day? Why am I trying to flat iron my hair? My hair is falling out. I got a screaming baby at home. I'm trying to breastfeed. I'm trying to anchor. This is too much. Can I stop straightening my hair? And my boss was like, yeah, that's no problem. And then maybe a month later, he's like, your natural hair is unprofessional. It's the equivalent to me wearing a baseball cap to go to the grocery store. Mississippi viewers want to see a beauty queen. And so it was, a lot of these issues just, about our look. Jay's face right now.
I'm sorry. This is where we need the video feed. You can actually see my reaction to this. Please continue. Wow. There's a couple of conversations off air that we will have about some of the wonderful things I've heard before. But
so, yeah, it just got to a point where it's like, okay, content, you're shutting me down. You obviously don't want another Black person to sit next to me on the desk and anchor the news. And we're obviously filtering some of our news so that we're not talking about certain things. But one, y'all got to remember, I am Black.
Mm-hmm. Got to remind people again.
My real hair is an afro, right? We can keep straightening it as long as you want to make me into something that I'm not. But at the end of the day, God created me to look the way that I do.
Exactly.
So anyway, we just didn't get along.
Mississippi wasn't exactly.
We didn't get along.
I'm still tripping off the storage closet.
Okay.
Storage closet.
It reminds me of The Help. Have you seen The Help?
Now, of course I've seen The Help.
I'm the morning anchor. This is not The Help.
They're going to put you in a store. Now, you may not say this, since I say whatever I want. That's some bullshit, first and foremost. They'll tell you to go into a storage closet to breastfeed, like you're basically some sort of animal, or you have to be kind of.
And you know what it is? You think
side.
about it, the show started at 4:30. We go live from 4:30 to 7, and then I'm still on live until 9 o'clock. So it's really a block of time from 4:30 to 9. Do you really want your morning anchor to stop and go pump?
Exactly.
You're not going to say that out loud,
no.
But, I think that's what it was.
Now, one day, obviously, a lot of this acrimony had been kind of building, and there had been different things and the slights and the issues with the hair. Your hair looks lovely, by the way.
Why, thank you.
The issues with your hair and everything else.
My first time having braids.
It looks... At
the African shop, they were like, first time? I'm like, yeah. Don't judge me.
No, we're not here to judge. No, there is no judgment. At least not of you. I'm judging the hell out of them, but not judging you. So there was this, obviously this had been building.
So my mentor, he's a big wig up here at one of the major corporations. And he said, Brittany, you need to file a complaint. His words were, they don't want a Megyn Kelly. You need to file this complaint and, keep it moving. You should have filed a complaint yesterday. And I'm like, okay. Until I filed a complaint with our company, Next Star, and then the retaliation I mean, it was just
It ratcheted up at that point.
overwhelming. And so I ended up going to EEOC with the state. And so now they have the case and federal investigators are looking into it. So I don't have to worry about it anymore. But it's just one of those things like when my pastor would preach when I was in Mississippi about, giving everything you can, giving all that you have, all of your knowledge, all of your talents, everything that you have, like give it all away. And I felt like, the stuff that I knew about what we were doing and not doing on TV in Mississippi, things that we could get better, ways that we can better educate our community, then I didn't need to stay silent about it. And I need to start using my voice to talk about it. And so that's what I've been doing.
And the end officially came after a really devastating moment in your life.
Wasn't that crazy?
Of all things.
You know what I'm saying?
And please explain to them, because I can only do it so well, what
so
happened?
the EEOC said, Brittany, like, they're going to fire you, like, please. And I said, I guess once I filed the EEOC complaint, the investigators and stuff and the caseworkers were saying, Brittany, they're going to fire you. And I said, let them fire me. I said, do I have to sign an NDA? She said, no. I said, well, then let them fire me.
Exactly.
And so I got word later on, like we knew my grandfather was sick. And with my grandfather, we're just very close. We share the same birthday, 9/23.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so he basically raised me growing up. My dad wasn't around, and so my grandpa was. And so we're just extremely close. And so when it got to a point where he wasn't opening up his eyes, and I do a good job of like being able to put the BS to the side and present the news, because news anchors are going, we ain't thinking about news when we up there. There's just so much stuff going on.
Right.
But I do a good job of putting that stuff behind me. But when my grandpa wasn't opening up his eyes anymore, I was like, okay, I got to go home. Like, we got to go take care of grandma. We got to go see how the family's. I had to go check on my family. And so when I was there, sure enough, they told me that I was able to take my accrued sick time to go take care of my family. And they put it in the email that I was okay and they were doing everything they could to keep my check whole. But
Okay.
that was not the case.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and they got rid of me while I was home taking care of grandpa. So, which was fine.
Wow.
And you know what? It's truly fine. Like, I have never been at such a better place. I'm happier. I'm at peace. I am still looking for opportunities to tell stories. But what I was doing there, I mean, I just wasn't happy. I wasn't happy.
And you filed a lawsuit, correct?
Well, the EEOC, so hopefully the federal investigators, the state of Mississippi will probably fight this case for me.
Okay.
And so they're looking into that now. But every time we talk, I have more and more evidence, and they're like, whoa, let me look into this again.
It's stacking up.
Yeah. So I'm not really that worried about it. I'm just trying to continue pressing forward. And, it didn't have to come down to a lawsuit. I just wanted Nexstar to see the effects of some of the decisions that we were making in the newsroom and the impact that it has on the community.
It's usually how it starts, though, is that
Like, it didn't have to.
it doesn't have to be this way.
No, not at all. Like, we could have had a sit-down meeting like, by the way, it's okay to have a black Santa Claus on TV. Like, it's 2018. That's acceptable. We can do that.
In Mississippi, Oh, boy.
We didn't have to go through all of this. But, one of the cool things that I can say from coming from St. Louis is that I worked at a union shop. And I'm aware of how you shouldn't treat employees.
Exactly.
Like, I know that it's not okay for you not to give me a place to pump. Like,
It's not cool.
I know that that's not okay.
Right.
So you just have to stick up for yourself sometimes.